Welcome to Sports Back Talk with Boley and Ringer, and our guest, Mike. Yeah, give him an introduction.
Well,
give him a great introduction.
I don't have to give much. It's my old college buddy, Bruce Rabloin, class of '79, International Falls, and of course Neil Sheehy, he was class of '78, and yeah. So.
But how does that work? You went to prep school. So, but you graduated from International Falls.
Yeah.
Then you went to prep school, which is an additional year of high school before going to college.
Yeah, I just joined the senior class of another school, but a boarding school on the East Coast.
What I told everybody, me and Rab more importantly, was that he wasn't quite ready for college like you and I were.
And you know what? You're exactly right, Bully. And if you remember, go back to that time. He was not ready.
No,
he was not ready.
No.
I mean, he was ready in his own mind because he thought, he was still living in his younger years, his youth years, where he could put a couple pucks in the net because he played forward.
Border Oil. Playing for Teddy Hams.
And he was okay. He was okay. He was probably slightly above average. But then as he grew older, he was one of those that kind of slowed down, and others picked up and caught up to him and surpassed him.
Yes.
And then, then he said, well, I got to go to prep school for an extra year because really nobody really wanted him.
No.
So he did that, and then he got into Harvard, and when he got to Harvard, he played forward his first year.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do.
Do you remember how many points he got?
It was very
You remember how many points he got? Neil had 0 points his first year at Harvard. So the coach scratched his head. Bill Cleary, and he said, he called Neil in, and he had a little discussion. He said, ever played defense before, Neil? Let's throw you back there and give you a try. So
because you're not cutting it up front.
Well, I didn't say it. He didn't verbalize it. He didn't say it, but he was thinking, you know what, dude, you're not a forward.
No.
But you're a nice sized boy, and you can,
Well, I look back at it too. Remember, he always said, "Nice boy, Neil." That's usually you got a nice personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's a lot of negatives behind that.
So my question is, how do three Falls boys end up out on the East Coast playing college hockey? How does that work out? I mean, I was talking with
That's a great question, by the way.
Yesterday, and he was talking about off the '62 team. Three guys end up at Colorado College, a couple guys at BSU, UMD with Huffer, and et cetera, et cetera. How did three guys end up out on the East Coast from the Falls that were basically 2 years apart, or a year apart in school?
Well, Neil's brother, Timmy,
he
started that, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I believe he started.
It was a key increment, and
Boston College.
where Rab and I were originally going.
We were promised a scholarship early in our high school.
Junior year in high school, we were both.
So we were all set to go to Boston College, and they stiffed us.
Zagorski went south on us, and don't know why. I still to this day don't know why.
We were good.
We were darn good.
Good. We could contribute.
And I think I could have worn my hair longer at BC, and I think my stats would have been a little higher. Yeah.
Gary Sampson was there at the time. At Boston College. Georgie Amadon was there at the time. David Lorien was at Notre Dame at the time. We had a flow of Falls boys going out east because the Gophers, pardon me, but they were a little bit arrogant, and they didn't recognize talent, like hardcore gritty talent, when they saw it.
Yeah, they let a lot of good players, and we played against a lot of the recruits they brought in, but there were so many good players. There were, and there were so many great colleges that there was a lot of opportunities. But I owe my going to Providence College to Tim Sheehy and Neil Sheehy. That's how I got to play college hockey. I was all set to Boston College. I was heartbroken. I wanted to play at BC because I basically committed when I was a junior. That's where I wanted to be.
Sure.
And George Amadon would call me at least once a week. Call Rab once a week. Everything's good. Everything's. Well, then Neil got a hold. He said, "Oh, they're not calling anymore. What's going on? We got to fix this." He would call right out to BC and ask to talk to their assistant coach Steve Cedarchuk and said, "What's going on with Rabloin and Bolstad?" He confronted him. He's just a student, just like me and Rab. And so, anyways, make a long story longer. Tim Sheehy talked to Lou. Sent me out there, offered me a partial scholarship. I come back, I told Lou, and Tim and Neil both told Lou, we got another player that can play for you next year. Rab flies out the next week, and we both
I was actually headed to the
You
Gophers.
were going to the Gophers, yeah. On a better offer.
50%.
You got a better offer.
50% scholarship. I had my dorm deposit in the whole deal, and Lou called me, said, "Are you interested?" She said, "Jump on a plane, come out on Saturday." I said,
Okay.
"Okay."
That was the weirdest thing.
Okay, and I did.
You just wanted to go where I was going.
Yeah, I just wanted. Well, he was out there, and Sammy was out there, Georgie. So
Ray, I have to tell you that the reason I made it to the National Hockey League is really because of these two guys right here.
you're right. You're right.
Because as you can see so far, since the show started, they've been chirping me the whole time. And back when we were in high school, they chirped me. We're in college, they chirp me. They keep chirping me.
We did.
And so it just, just makes you...
Makes you harder, makes you tougher.
Yeah, it just makes you, and you go a little bit. And so I have to credit that these guys, they still haven't stopped chirping me.
No.
And, but that's okay, but that's
And we
why
won't.
I'm here.
That's why you're here. That's why it's the way it
It's
is.
funny how he said that because we're sitting over Neil or Tim. She had a cabin right across from Shay. We would go over there and have a couple beverages of our choice, and we'd sit on the deck and remember Neil going, "Yep, I'm gonna try out with the Flames next year. I'm gonna make the American League team. I'm gonna jump right to the pros." Neil, all those good buddies are. Okay.
Yeah. Whoa.
As Boley always reminds me, Neil, you were the sixth best player on our high school team.
I was probably pretty good.
You were the sixth best player of our high school team. So all those young kids out there, just remember, if you're the sixth best player, you might have a chance one day.
And I think I was being generous.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that. We did beat them probably more than we should have, but then there was the day where we look on TV and who's shadowing Wayne Gretzky?
Yeah.
Right here.
But we all knew
Neil Sheehy.
in our hearts and in our head that he was going to do something pretty special.
Yeah.
Whether it was a professional hockey player, whether it was a lawyer, or whatever he was going to do was going to be successful.
Right.
And
Well-
now to this day, I know why he did make it.
Yeah.
And nothing was going to stop
Stabbing in his way.
Okay, so credit to him. Looks good, by the way.
So-
too. Jeez.
So let's go this direction. So why is it that a number of young Falls boys had the opportunity to go to Division I college hockey teams on the East Coast or even in the Midwest? Because we can name other names, the Mason boys and Tommy Herzig, and you can name quite a few of them actually. Why was it that during that period of time, which was the late 70s, early 80s, there were so many successful hockey players coming out of I Falls? Why is that? What was happening at that time in International Falls?
Good players, good competition breed good players, good competition. We had top notch. We played best teams in the state. I mean, there's no division, Class A and Double A, and when you got 5 kids going Division I one year, while the 5 kids that are staying in school, they want to follow and follow in those footsteps. And as a sophomore, I remember watching, George Abaddon and Kevin Constantine. They have scouts in the stands at every practice. It's like, I want to be the guy they're looking at. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Plus, we were all in a great youth program, and we were all got better together, and that's what happened.
Does it have something to do with Tinny and those guys? I mean, when you guys are 5 years old, 4 years
really.
old, those teams were going to state regularly. You guys,
Neil would have more of a.
my brother played in a couple state championship games in football when I was like 10. I was a big football fan by then. But that fed a fire. I didn't get to go play at your kind of guys' level, but I there was a love for football there because of what he did as my older brother. I guess I always maybe felt like that had something to do with it. And he just didn't go play at the college level. I mean, he got to continue and play in the Olympics and everything else. I mean, so there was always that piece of the puzzle there. I guess I say to keep you guys driving and saying, geez, there's somebody that we know, he's out there doing that. And of course, Lefty and all those guys on the 72 team that were there, I mean, it was going on at that time.
Yeah, but it was a different era. The mill was booming. We had business, we had commerce here, so it kept people here. And when you don't have that where people are staying, I mean, a lot of people have left our community, and all of a sudden, if you have a big exodus of players, it's hard to stay competitive at a bigger level. The other thing is the game of hockey has really grown. The number of arenas in the state were minimal, I mean, up here, we just, everyone skated outdoors, but that's not the way it is anymore. And, you know, and not to go back, because we skated outside all the time, but it was different, it was a different time, but the economics of International Falls was very different at the time as well.
Absolutely.
Well, we and Neil and I talked about too. Having role models is a big piece of that puzzle. You're right, Ringer. But we were saying too, we learned we had neighborhoods that competed. And within the, you know, so we had neighborhood competition. Then we had greater community competition. Then we went outside the community and had, you know, statewide competition. So we competed all the time down the alley. We'd go down. I'd walk down in my neighborhood, down to the Bolsted's house, and we'd have a alley hockey game in our boots. So we're working on
Han Memorial, no less.
We'd move from the alley to 8th Street rink or 11th Street rink, and we were competing. I mean, we competed hard. You know, whether it was against the Zons or the Hans or
that whole group at A Street. I mean, they were from Kevin Gordon all the way to Todd Gordon, even players that didn't play hockey. You know, were out there. I mean, it was a. You basically battled survival of the fittest. You didn't get the ball all the time. When you got it, you tried
to do something with it.
Yeah.
And you had at the various rinks. Well, Neil was a band sheller, so there was a rink. Used to be a rink down at Bandshell. So he was a band sheller. I was more of 11th Street.
I have 8th and 11th.
Bolsted's are kind of closer to 8th Street. You know, the Gordons kind of were over there, but then. The place where you really learned how to play the game tough and some true grit was when you went out to South Falls.
Carson Loopy.
Carson Loopy.
Like a road trip.
Carson Loopy. Listen. I think we can all agree those fellas weren't very talented. But they could intimidate and they could rough you up.
They toughened us up.
They toughened us
up. The Dangles and the Grills. And
oh my God.
Billy Gordon.
The Moons.
I mean, it started in the warming house, just lacing up your skates.
The warming house guy wouldn't give us hot chocolate.
No.
What was his name?
Yeah, Wenchuk.
Billy Weddenchuck.
He hated us. No. You show up with a false police thing. You got your own jackets.
We were the cake eaters.
Yeah, we were the cake eaters, and those guys over at Carson Loopy.
But you know, the great thing about hockey though is that it's competitive, and hockey players find ways to be competitive. So it's 8th Street versus Bandshell versus 11th Street. Okay, yeah. But then we put on the Falls jersey, and it's Falls against Indus or Falls against Virginia or
Fort Francis.
Fort Francis. So then we're okay, and then you go out, and all of a sudden you're with some of the Iron Rangers. Well, now it's the Iron Range, IRC, you know, versus the City Boys. Yeah. You know, I have those City Boys come up here, and then all of a sudden you get bigger, and now it's the Minnesota kids. But you just draw lines and divisions, and that's what keeps everything competitive. Because it's like you drop the puck. It's an East-West game. You know, those guys from the East, guys West. But you have those types of rivalries because you're playing for pride, and that's what we all did.
I don't want to take this off, but I was asked a question this morning about why the Broncos box in the Bronco Arena is on the opposite side from the arena, so that the teams have to crisscross. Was that done on purpose? Was Pops? I mean, I told the person, I said, I think it had something to do with the intimidation factor. You're coming into Bronco Arena, and if you're going to skate with us, you're going to have to skate in front of us, and you're going to have to look us in the eye, so to speak. I mean, was that a Larry Ross thing that they picked the locker room on that side, or
I don't know if that design was intended, intentional, but I can tell you this, that at a point in time when Bully and I were playing, I don't know if Neil had graduated yet or not, but Larry Pops did come up with a new strategy whereby we'd let the opponents go out first onto the ice, and whatever way, and then he'd instruct us, whatever way they're going, you skate the opposite way. And so we did, and we loved it. And not to anybody's surprise, it
brought about a rule, right?
Well, we had I remember a nice fight in Virginia that was a lot of fun.
When that started.
That was a lot of fun. So, but yeah, and we, I think
It's
somebody.
surprising if you think about where Ross to this day. It's something you would never think he would actually do.
Yeah.
But he told us, we go the opposite way, and then you guys get down your own end, and we'll just separate. Most teams let it be. Virginia that day weren't going to let that.
Did not let it be.
So
It was kind of and another unique thing we did. I think we did it when you were playing. Is in warm-ups, pops. I think it was a great idea. So take your helmets on so all the fans know who you are. And we did warm-ups without helmets on. So of course guys are in the bathroom and checking themselves out.
well, it was the '70s, and
No, we didn't have flow then. No.
it was longer hair at that time in the '70s. So we'd skate around and look at ourselves in the glass, you know. And I mean,
We won't mention the one guy that's all he did. Let's look at the glass.
Yeah.
He's not here to defend himself.
right. So we won't mention any names.
But yeah, it was very unique, and it's surprising nobody took a puck in the head and a lawsuit occurred. But
Yeah.
Those darn lawyers, look what they've done to change this game.
yeah.
Well, the other unique.
Can't even go out and have a
Boy,
fashion.
it's all about the laws,
It's
yeah.
about
The other special thing about Bronco Arena is, and I don't know that I've seen any other arenas where they have one penalty box, and it was the most fun when Fort Francis came to the Falls, and you know, always there was quite a few penalties in that contest, and there was Alan Rasmussen. He was most of the time he was the guy in the middle, or Gary Bigler was in the middle. He'd sit between, but I mean there was some stuff going on in that penalty box too.
And to get back to your original question, why they tried it over on the other side one or 2 years, but the reason the coaches wanted to keep it over there is that's where the student section was.
Right.
And he wanted the student section to be loud, boisterous. Again, back then, again, I hate doing back when we played.
and by the visiting team room as well.
Yeah, but back then, when we're talking, fans are stacked to the rafters. Far end has bleachers.
They had the pull-out bleachers on the far end.
So you'd be on the ice in the Grand Rapids or Fort Francis game, the ice was literally shaking while you're on it. It's the weirdest thing, but those days unfortunately are gone,
Yeah.
and we won't see them again. It's
That's too bad.
But it sure brought nice memories for us three.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun. Good question. Yeah, well, it had nothing to do with.
Well, it came up this morning because the bond issue passed this past week for the re-up of the surface in Bronco Arena, and so somebody said, "Well, geez, I hope they change the lockers of the locker rooms and they don't have to cross and everything else." And you know, I think some teams might come in and say, "We'd love to see 2 penalty boxes. You know, if you're going to redo things, put 2 penalty boxes in, et cetera, et cetera." But you know, having said all that, it was a good week for Bronco hockey.
For the town of International Falls, it was a good week. So thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. That's
I saw a lot of other referendums not passing, and with an aging population that we have up in International Falls, Cooch County, I'm so happy that the people saw the light and voted the right way. In my opinion, doesn't mean I'm right.
Yeah, it was necessary. It was going to have to be paid for somehow, some way. I don't know how it was going to happen, but it needed to be fixed.
So let's get to Rab here real quick. We'll get to you in a little bit, but you are coaching now girls hockey as an assistant coach. This is like your 5th or 10th year doing that.
Yeah, more than that. I don't even know.
Let's go into the difference, because my brother Gerald coaches a girls team, and I'm just wondering, what's the difference? How do you got to handle things differently, or do you handle things differently?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, it's because the drama. One word, drama.
We see the softer, more sensitive Rab.
You have.
You have the more gentle side of it.
Right.
There is a Rab.
You know what? I may curse once a year now. When I was on the boys' side, I cursed
Once a game?
50 times a game. And, you know, and I said things to players that I probably shouldn't have said, but they needed to hear it.
Yeah.
And I don't do that anymore.
You can't.
I can't do it. I can't do it. So it's a different game, and so you got to kind of get a whole different mentality.
And obviously you enjoy the heck out of it.
Well, I don't know anything different. I mean, I've been at Detroit Lake 28 years now, and I've been a boys high school coach until Garrett graduated. Then my two girls played, so I went to the girls side, and I've been a girls high school coach ever since. You know, so and I have this season and next season, and I retire, so I will have coached literally my entire life.
And you're good at it, by the way.
Thank you.
I always credit you as being one of the best coaches that could have probably went to the next step. But
You're right. I am good.
yeah. But coaching girls hockey, yeah, my brother's done it now for 10 years or 11 years, and he does a great job in International Falls because I barely got through 1 year of boys hockey. And, for someone to last nowadays more than 5 years, I mean that's amazing. It is.
It's a difficult task.
Let's stay in the arena, Neil. Your job, one of your jobs, is to go out and find players that want you to represent them to go up to the next level. Now, in today's game, I'm well aware that there's advisors out there talking to kids and peewees and bantams and trying to get a head start on getting that kid as a future client. What are you doing? Anything different, or how are you doing? Because I know you were at the Bulldog game last night with Western Michigan. Are you doing anything different, or are you going to stick to your guns and go with what you've been doing?
Well, I'm not. Things have definitely changed. When I started the business 23 years ago, I could talk to college players. And then all of a sudden you had to talk to maybe seniors in high school. But it's usually, they were in college because there weren't that many college players playing in the NHL. And as the development of the U.S. college kid came in and more guys started to play, then things started to go younger. And now their agents talking to kids 12 years old.
Wow.
And I just, I'm not, what I do is I'll talk to parents and I'll talk to them about what they need to know and what they don't need to know. And for the most part, the reality is just let your kid play. And all parents want to know is that their kids aren't missing out on something. Because parents never want to put their kids at a disadvantage. But when you have other people coming in and saying, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, and if you don't do this, your kid's going to miss out, parents don't have the answer, so they need somebody they can trust. Now, if they call me, I'll say, that's garbage, and that's garbage. And all of a sudden, a parent will say to you, oh, you made me feel so much better. So what a lot of people do is they put doubt into people. But you guys know things haven't changed that much. I mean, can you tell if a kid's going to play in the NHL when he's 12 or 13?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
Exactly. Because I was a great player at 12.
You were. That's probably when you were at your best, actually.
14, 15, 16, 17, I wasn't very good.
Holy cow. I mean, his feet moved as fast as his mouth moved.
They gave him a nickname, and he holds it today. It's called Muskrat.
Muskrat.
Yeah. Do muskrats go faster, or are they kind of slow and Remember the song Muskrat?
It's interesting.
I remember the song Muskrat.
That's an interesting comment by Boley because Larry Ross all of a sudden called me Muskrat once because evidently he called my brother Tim Muskrat.
Okay.
So, and he's talking about skating and being a muskrat, and my brother Tim was muskrat, and I know Boley, was he an okay player?
He was okay. He wasn't bad.
Best of Niagara Falls ever, right? I guess he would be.
I would say so.
So when they called me Muskrat, I was kind of. They called my brother Tim Muskrat, so I go, I'll take that.
That's all right.
I just let it be.
Just let her be.
Did they call your other brothers Sean and Danny? Did they call them Muskrats?
Well, they didn't play. They didn't continue to play hockey, so I'm sure they would have. I'm sure they would have been Muskrat.
I didn't know that.
2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4.
So let's finish that one last question off. Is it tougher for you now in what you do as an agent for hockey players than it was 10 years ago?
Is it tougher? I wouldn't say it's always been tough. It's a tough business to be in. I would say what I have to do is just look at things a little differently, and my approach has changed dramatically. Because the one thing, if you continue to do the same old things and you're not getting results, that's insanity, right? So what you need to do is, as things evolve, you need to look at the trends and you need to find ways to change with it to be successful. But I don't follow what everyone else does. I try to do things a little bit differently. My approach is a little different, and it's really having the player or the parents have an understanding of what is real and what isn't. Give them the skills to help their kids get to the level they want to get to.
And that's the philosophy of the whole ice hockey agency, as far as Otsby and Tim.
Yes,
and other
that's
people
the way.
work under you.
That's the way we're doing things. We're not. We don't want to go watch 12 and 13-year-olds play hockey because it doesn't tell you much.
I always kind of wondered how much do you make off of any player?
As much as I can.
So think about your. Let's go for the
I mean, like, this would be a round number, like the average player.
It's like, see, that's typical.
Like,
That's a typical question.
100,000?
See, because all guys like Rab and Bull, they sit there. Well, let me see. He's got Ryan Suter, and he's got this guy, and Ryan he makes $100 million, and let me see. He probably gets 2% of that.
You got
That's crazy.
Yeah,
How do
you
get?
get a boatload of money for doing little.
And they start, you start counting all
The guys play the game, you get the money.
Guys, they're counting, and so it's one of those things. Just like the internet. See, nobody wants expertise anymore because everybody's an expert. It's like, wow, I'm really good on the internet. I can find that out. So everyone has instant information. Everything's instant. iPhones and this and that.
instant gratification.
Everybody's an expert
But you
now.
haven't answered the question. How much money do you make?
A lot.
And with everybody.
We're here up in northern Minnesota deer hunting, and see, when I say a lot,
It's relative.
it doesn't mean that plot of land out there, Rap, just for your information.
No, it's a lot of money. That's why I have the stuff that I have, right?
Well, I think it's well deserved. You deserve it.
Harvard grad.
Having Suter and Niskanen and Anders Lee over the last 5 to 6 years is kind of a nice deal. You do such a good job of getting the right, because if you look at them, they're nice people too. They're just not great hockey players. Niskanen and Suter and all these guys are nice people. Okay, so you're not just grabbing, I want him because he's a great hockey player.
So he's going to make me money.
Yes, exactly.
Well, I also want to know when the movie's coming out about you. Because I want a part. Can I get a part?
Well, miracle. Listen, Rap, you're at the movie right now.
I know.
I know. Like I said, we doubled the ratings for this show.
We'll call it Miracle 2.
We just ticked up above the city council meeting.
We're going after
There were 4 viewers, and we got 8 viewers going now. But then again, I'm the youngest of 9 kids, so my family watching doubles the ratings. And then I have 9 kids, so I might be able to triple the ratings.
But anyways, we're at a shack out here on County Road 8, Sigmar's. We don't need to mention whose it is, but great accommodations. We got a hold of them beforehand to make sure it was okay with the owners, and they actually loved it. We got our big feed bag today. We got a rib fest and
Should be good.
ribs and chicken and caramel rolls and the best cabbage rolls you guys will ever have in your life.
Yep, it's going to be good.
Made by Brucey's aunt. So anyways, let's move on.
Yeah. Well, you want to move on and talk Wild? You want to talk Vikes? What do you want? No?
Nah, let's keep it like in general.
Let's keep it in general.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys, what are the Falls Broncos going to be like this year? The hockey boys.
You know, everybody that I have talked to is very positive about this team, and I think last year, with George and the boys in there, I think they're doing a great job. I'm thinking right around 500. There's some good teams on the schedule. There's some teams that they should beat. And I think they, with Clow and goal coming back and these other kids, Beckvar and the defense, they'll be all right. Last couple
Love the Kaler kids.
last couple of years, the issue's been getting the puck into the net more than their fair share, and hopefully, I don't know, Mike probably knows a whole lot more about the Bantam kids coming up. They got any snipers that are coming up?
There's a Smith kid, very nice player. I don't know if the Wickland kid's moving up or not. Last I heard, he's going to probably stay in Bantams, which is a good thing for him. Always stay at a place or a pace of hockey where you can get better. Okay, you're jumping up and you're playing third line and not getting power play minutes. You're probably better off staying in the Bantams. I like what they got. They got some good kids, some good players. I would never ever. It's a lot different than talking about the Wild or anything like that.
Sure.
I will never put down a high school hockey player
No.
on our show, and I see lots of good things. And you know what? Work hard, kids. When you got your opportunities, go out there and act like a Bronco and be a Bronco.
Act like Zucker has the last couple of games. Work hard, right? When you get your chance, when you get your one of your 17 minutes per game or whatever, go out and do it, right?
Yeah, well, I befriended that little Kaler kid. He's a defenseman, and he's my gas guy at Shea, and we became pretty good friends. So I might just bash him a little bit, and maybe he'll pick his game up and score a couple for the bully band.
There you go.
And
He'll be all right, Rob.
good. And then and Gerald's team, how are they going to be?
Well, Gerald, why don't you come over here?
Gerald,
Come on over here.
how are you going to be?
Why don't you stand right behind Rab and Neil here, and you can ask Gerald directly what he thinks.
I thought I just did a coach's corner with Ringer last week and kind of recap my team. But,
No, just give me it in a nutshell.
well, I wish we were playing you guys because I know
We
we
do
thump
too?
you. But no,
I guarantee you would.
no. I
guarantee
think
you
we're
would.
going to be good. I think it's going to be a fun year. I'm looking forward to it. We lost two really good centers, which you can't replace the middle. You know, the centers are tough to replace. So we're going to struggle there a little bit, I think, but we're going to still score. And
Who's going to be your goal scorers?
well, T. Lander's back. She's I think she's been there for 12 years now. She started when she was 4.
D1 material.
No,
Yeah.
she's a very good player, and
Yeah.
she's going to score. And Grace Bragg looks to me like she's made a heck of a jump. She's a junior now, and
Good.
that's what you look for is some of the younger kids to make a big jump, and she looks like she's ready to go. So
Good.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's
Well,
going
I
to be
think you
fun.
got this group of sophomores, Wright and some of these other girls that last year kind of got to play maybe a little bit of a role, get their feet wet at that varsity level, and I would suspect that you're going to expect that they're going to make a
They're actually
contribution.
Yeah, they're actually juniors this year.
Juniors.
It's time for them to make a contribution, and I think they will. I think they're gonna step up. You know, they've been kind of in the footsteps of the
They going to be
Edwards
gritty?
and.
Huh?
Well, they have to be.
Grit?
There's not those kids don't have a ton of skill, but they do have. They bring a lot of intangibles. They're all really quick. They're great skaters. So
Good.
you know that's always a good thing. Our team speed will be good. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch.
First game on Tuesday at Roseau.
In Roseau, yeah.
Oh boy, right out of the
Yeah,
chute.
it's a great way to start.
Great
Right
way.
out of the
Well, it's
chute.
been like that for about what? Well, ever since you started coaching, I think you played that first
Yeah,
game.
and
against
I've
Roseau.
actually tried to move that game, but the coaches over in Roseau don't want to because they go to the cities next weekend and play I'm trying to think who they are. Some real big schools, and they want a tune-up, and they
Yeah.
use us as a tune-up, which it's fine. But the problem is our girls are just coming back. I'm getting 5 of my girls back now on Monday from swimming. So it's tough for them to
And
have one practice.
they've
and go
got,
play.
what did I read? I saw a tweet, either 3 or 4 of the hockey players are on the state volleyball team that's playing in that state volleyball tournament.
Nice.
So they might be a little shorthanded. And no JV game? Did I hear this
No,
correctly?
because of our swimmers. It's not. I'm not going to take a goalie that hasn't practiced and throw her into a game
Right.
on a day after her first practice. It just doesn't work. Goaltending is one thing, playing forward as D is another. But I kind of hope Roseau they move that state volleyball tournament to Tuesday, so those kids won't be around.
Won't be there at all.
That'd be good. No, you know what? It's great for our kids to play at that level. We certainly find out what the bar is, and then we go from there.
And finish that off, Jerry. Long term, girls hockey, International Falls. How's it looking?
Yeah, it's not,
Ringer went after him on the coach's corner about that too. So he's
it's not good. It's almost it's a death sentence right now. We got to figure something out. It's really scary, the numbers that are playing down below, and now what's happening is the kids coming up that might want to play are thinking, well, there's not going to be a program anyway, so why should we play? We'll go play something else. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
We've tried a lot of things. It's not just I-Falls. It's
you're right.
an epidemic all over the state. I know Bemidji's struggled with numbers. Which
All the outstate teams, Detroit Lakes included, we're struggling. Numbers struggling big time. But it's also Brainerd's and Little Falls and Fergus Falls and I mean you can go on and on. Girls hockey, and I don't know why that is.
No,
But it's
like
really
it's like they got through the first wave in the first 15, 20 years, and it was just everybody's on a high, and then it just kind of.
Yeah.
But with all the electronics kids have nowadays, I think that's all part of it too. They're just they like their phones, they like doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get off of here right now because
Yeah.
I'd rather listen to you guys than have me talk. And I'll be talking Ringer all winter.
There
so.
you go.
We'll send you your
Thanks,
check
boys.
for coming out.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Your cush, the profit sharing.
These are all my young teammates. Yep, all three guys here. Yep.
Gerald was 1 year behind me and Rab and
My younger teammates.
much younger. Well, you two are both 57 now, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm 56.
1960.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For what?
Thank you. I get that final one.
25
I'm
more days.
still younger than you guys.
25 more days.
Might have changed over the last couple of days.
Anything, where else are we gonna go? A little bit.
What's the deer hunting? I hear Grabs. I hear you shot a big buck.
Shot a nice 8-pointer, 8:33 last Saturday morning.
Wow.
Probably, I don't know, what, Lem, 140, 150 pounds?
160 we waited.
Ooh.
Yeah, bring that baby.
Ooh.
200.
Ooh.
200 huge.
So yeah, no, it was good.
Rab
deer
likes
for me.
to eat the heart. I don't know if you knew this. He likes grilling the heart out there. He shot it
Right through the heart.
Right through the heart.
Right through the heart. Blow it up. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how that's how you kill a deer.
But that's why I'm here. So that's why I'm here this weekend, because I'm here to help my other buddies fill their tags. Because obviously I know how to shoot deer now.
There you
And-
go. And nobody else does, and that's why.
Well, part of it is you got to get out and you got to get into the stand. You know, that's
You got to get out of bed. That helps.
that helps too. You know, there's one step and then two steps and then you go from there. But you know, and I try to get these guys. You know, I try to be the leader, but you know, of course, they all know better. So, but
You're the big leader, but
I am.
this is done tonight. We're not doing it.
What's this?
Oh, this is the official weigh-in. We've weighed in here
Wait.
the last 5 years.
Well-
It's kind of my idea. I kind
No,
of
listen,
Yeah.
listen.
This is we always.
Only just because you say we're not doing it doesn't mean it's not being done.
Well,
Okay.
okay.
You know what? This isn't your shack either. So it's Lem over here, we are having an official weigh-in.
Well, that's fine.
But I talked to the other co-owner, Tim Fulton. He's all for not weighing in.
You know what? We've already decided. Some of us have already decided we are going to link arms and take a knee.
And here's the deal.
You know what?
We are.
You know,
And you can play the national anthem while
I
we're
gotta-
standing
not.
I gotta tell you,
We will
that's
not get on that scale.
I got it. You know what? That really hurts me. That a guy that I grew up with, Bruce Rabwine, would actually link arms and take a knee, and even infer that he would even think of doing that.
It's our constitutional right.
And here's the deal, Neil. I'm having a good
That hurts.
time.
It's like a pierce in my heart right now.
Neil, here I
Nothing
am.
personal.
I had all kinds of
Nothing
respect for
personal.
this guy.
Neil, it's nothing personal.
I-
We need to make a statement.
Yeah.
We feel we need to make a statement, and that's what we will do.
And also,
That
you know,
hurts.
Neil, I come over here and I see a lot of my friends. A lot of them I haven't seen for a while, and I'm in a great mood. I'm having a good time
Yeah.
with everybody. I don't want to go get on a scale and then just be depressed for the rest
All
of
of a sudden, bang, right in your face. You're fat.
Well,
Boom.
So I go sit
wait a
by
minute.
my-
The last
so I-
weigh-in,
You're fat.
I was like over the top, and it was
Yeah, so
awesome.
you lose a weight,
And
you run
I
to
wore
this-
it as a
you run
badge
to
of
the
honor
shack.
that I won by being the heaviest.
Yeah, and you're all excited to weigh in.
I
to give
don't-
it back at us.
I don't need to get on a
Well, now I'm
scale.
excited. You know, I've been looking forward to this all year.
Well, you weigh in. We'll give you a
I
standing,
said I'm going to the shack.
we'll give you a standing ovation after your weigh-in, and we'll pat you on the back of the head and say, "Go get me a beer."
Listen. You know what? It's okay. We don't need a weigh-in.
All right, good. Good.
Although those who want to weigh in can.
That's fine. Like I said, I don't need a
I kind
scale.
of like the fact that I'm able to sit next to these two guys on camera and
Right.
broadcast.
Yeah, and everybody can see it.
And so we
Okay,
already
it's
know
just
what
like,
the
you know what?
weigh-
Why
we
do
know
I
what the weigh-in
need? I don't need to get on a scale because I go by a mirror every morning and it tells me the story.
Hey,
Let's
when
not
Rab
get-
was up
let's
over
not
3
get-
bills, did we give him a hug?
Right, exactly.
I mean, all of a sudden, the little Slim Pickens
Yeah,
here
huh?
is going after me and Rab and
Yeah.
Fultzy and Brucey Sandback.
That's it.
Some darn good.
We're
yeah,
drawing-
here you going to join in on the
we're
way?
drawing the line.
Hey, did you? I said earlier. I
We're
said these
drawing
guys
the
have been
line.
chirping me since high school. Now it's
drawing the
on me.
line.
I've been chirping them.
Drawing the
whole
line.
time. Like
Oh, and by the way,
chirping
don't
them.
be fooled, people. Black makes you look thinner.
And also, you know, I never drank on this show. Would you like a whiskey with me right now?
You're damn right I would. But I'm on TV, so I'm holding this stupid water.
I've always driven these guys to drink.
So, anyways, Mike Lemio, of course, another thin guy. You know, Cronin, he's thin.
Yeah, yep.
I've tried to use this as a motivation. Last week, I think I lost 7-8 pounds.
Yeah.
Because I was on a nice program.
Congratulations.
I didn't eat.
Yeah.
That's healthy.
ate a
Just
bunch.
to maybe get my weight down, and then
Ate a bunch of laxative.
bunch of laxative, yeah, and drank like 80,000 gallons of water in a week.
Sure.
And
And you were feeling great.
I did feel great last week, but
But that pizza tasted better once you were done.
there's a weakness in Bowie's stomach for pizza, and we ate a bunch of it last night.
Hey, boy, just get the low calorie cheese on the pizza.
Here's your little way. Take it home, take
yeah.
a picture, send it to people.
Yeah. Send it to the wild.
Want some Cheetos there?
We'll get the scale out tonight after. Tonight we'll get it out, and
Great.
those who want to weigh in can, and those
Those who
who
want
don't.
to take a knee, will take a knee.
Anything else you guys want to?
All right.
How are we doing?
Is anyone bringing a
been fun.
trumpet or anything, playing the national anthem?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll stand for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kneeling for the weigh-in.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So are you taking a knee and everything for the national anthem?
No.
too?
No, definitely not.
So just
Veterans Day.
when guys are when I get on the scale, you're taking a knee and locking it.
Veterans
Yes.
Day, if it
Matter of
wasn't
fact,
for those people
I kind
that
of
gave their
I kind of
lives.
like that.
Okay, good.
I kind of like that.
Good.
Are you done now?
Yeah, are you done?
No.
I don't know. I
'cause we
haven't
are.
really been
Come
much
all
of
the way up
talking. You
here.
guys have been doing the talking the whole time. I just sit back here and just listen.
I don't think anybody even invited him. He just
That was-
showed up this year because
that
he's
was-
thin.
I said, hey, I've always wanted a TV show, and Boley, I'm coming on your show.
Well, if you haven't been talking, that's a first.
What else?
Hey,
Anything?
it's all well documented on film, so we'll just let the audience decide.
Wrap this up, Ringer.
can go on forever.
Ringer, wrap this up.
We can.
I know that-
the audience.
I know,
The
let
audience
it
will know. Hey, hit the replay on your dial and
Recycle it.
put
Ralph.
stopwatches on who's talking.
Who got you out of jail, Odie?
Okay. It's been a nice. It's been a nice time.
It was probably both.
I
Thanks
never
for-
wanted to go into the gutter.
Thanks for inviting us, and
That was Mike Lemuel, by the way.
Hey, there's the, what goes on in the locker room stays. in the
yeah.
room.
Oh, yeah. Come on. We're not airing our dirty laundry here.
I see where this is going right now.
Yeah.
And it ain't good.
There's a lot of dirty laundry in this.
I think the
Ended
audience.
here.
I think the audience may have been drinking while they've been watching us.
Hey, boy, does Spider-Man remind you of anything?
Peter Parker.
Scaling up the side of the building.
Okay, wrap it up.
Great
All right.
show.
Oh,
We're
hey.
not,
I don't know.
we won't digress.
You know,
Oh.
what, I'm gonna just real quick, and it's a weird story, but I'm trying to figure out how I got a hold of him because we didn't have cell phones.
No.
He was at a
Mixer.
mixer party in the
Yeah.
middle of a dorm or something.
It was in the
Slavin Center.
Slavin, yeah.
But how did we communicate?
Somebody, I don't know. Somebody came in and they said, "Rap, Bully needs help."
Okay,
So
well,
I gathered a couple of the guys. Said, "Guys," and Neil was down visiting for the
Got the
week.
ropes. And
Neil was down visiting for the weekend. I said, "Come on, we got to go help Bully." So away we went.
We're out of here.
So all right.
Thanks for coming on, guys. Always
Thanks for having us.
appreciated you.
awesome.
Thanks for having us.
You guys are awesome, even though you're thin. You still got a good personality.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Don't take us too serious.